Hi, welcome to this tutorial. In this session, I'm going to show you how to change the subject of the formula. So question 1, make x the subject of the formula given 3x plus r over x equals t. So we want to have x all on one side, and that is a trick. But before we can do that, we need to rearrange. We need to remove this x from here. So at the moment, it's been divided. The opposite of division is multiplying. So to get rid of it, you need to multiply by x both sides. Remember, it's an equation, you need to balance it. So now I have multiplied by x both sides, it is balanced. So now I have 3x plus r equals to xt. Okay, so the x needs to be on one side. I can get rid of this 3x on both sides. So r is equal to xt minus 3x. And then at this point, you can see you've got x here and x there, so you can factorize. So r is equal to xt minus 3. Dividing both sides by t minus 3, that will leave x on its own. So, and that's what we want to do. So then I have x equals r over t minus 3. And that's the answer for that one. Question 2. Make w the subject of the formula. Given aw plus y over c equals bw plus u over d. Again, everything that has w needs to be on one side, but we have these denominators, so before we can do anything, we need to remove the denominators. You can cross multiply, so I can multiply c with all this, and I can multiply d with all this. So let's do that. So I have now d aw plus y equals to c bw plus u. Okay, so let's expand this. Now we have a dw plus dy equals to bcw plus cu. Okay, so I need these to be together and get rid of this and have that on one side, on the other side. So a dw minus bcw is equal to cu minus dy. Okay, minus dy. At this point, we can now factorize and separate that w. So we now have ad minus bc is equal to cu minus dy. So dividing both sides by this, then you have w equals to cu minus dy over ad minus bc. And that's the answer for that. Question 3. Make d the subject of the formula. Given square root of d minus a over d minus b equals c. So we have a square root. We need to release all this, what's inside the root, by squaring. So if you square a square root, you need to do it on both sides. You will have what's inside. So now I have d minus a over d minus b equals to c squared. Again, I need to rearrange and make sure d are on one side, not as numerator and denominator, but they need to be completely factorized and separated from everything else. So I'm going to multiply both sides by d minus b in order to remove that. So multiply by d minus b here and by d minus b on this side with all this. So this and this cancels, and we have d minus a equals to c squared d minus bc squared. Right, so d need to be on one side. I need to have these together, and I need to remove that one and have that with the bc squared. So I can add a on both sides and subtract c squared d. So d, bring that to that side, so minus c squared d is equal to, now a, I need to plus, so that's going to be on this side, minus bc squared. Okay, I've got d there and d there, so I need to factorize. Okay, so d, what comes inside? So 1 minus c squared equals to a minus bc squared. Now you can divide both sides with 1 minus c squared and have d as the subject of the formula. So d is equal to a minus bc squared over 1 minus c squared. Okay, so that's question 3 done. Question 4, make x the subject of the formula. So I've got a over x equals b over x plus c. Well, what you want to do is have everything that has x on one side. So we're going to subtract a minus b over x on both sides. Okay, so now I have a over x minus b over x equals to c. You have x as a denominator on both sides, so now you can just do a minus b over x equals to c. Okay, so I need to get rid of this x, so I need to multiply both sides by x. So obviously this will cancel and that will cancel. Then I have a minus b, equals to cx. I need to have x on its own, so I need to divide by c on both sides. So now I'll have x equals a minus b over c. Okay, and that is question 4 done. And that is it for now. So thank you for watching and see you again.